Hi and welcome to the video. In this video, I'm just going to show you how to install the Fasthosts Cloud Backup on your Android device. Now, I'm using a Moto G6 in this video, and it's using Android 9, which is Pie. So depending on your phone or the version of Android you're using, it might be slightly different, but the process will be the same. So to start, you need to go to the Play Store and get the app, and the app is called Acronis Backup, and you can see it in my history there. So let's just choose that. Now, there's a few different ones here, so the one you definitely want is the Acronis Backup. And I'm just going to install that. It's a quite a small app, so it doesn't take too long, which is handy. And once that has installed, just go ahead and open it. Now, what we're going to need now is our cloud backup details. So if you're in your Fasthosts control panel, you can find them from there. If you don't know them, I will show you in the video description how to find those details if you're not sure how to find them. So I'm going to go ahead and sign into my cloud backup account here. So my username is on my screen at the moment. And the password, again, it'll be in the link description how you can find that too. And obviously I just blanked that one out because I can't really hide my typing there, so that's why it's blacked out on the screen at the moment. Okay, and now this screen might differ slightly depending on your version of Android, but the principle again is going to be the same. We have to set permissions so that the backup client can access the data on the device. Obviously, it's backing it up, so it needs to have access. So at this point, we're going to go to settings, and if we just turn one off, so turn contacts off and turn it back on again, I'm going to get the prompt to allow access. So we just have to do that for each individual one. And there we go. So now we've got given them permissions. We got the ticks next to them to show that it's actually got access to back them up. And then we can go to backup. You don't have to back up everything if you don't want to. If you didn't want to back up all your calendars and messages, for example, again in settings, you just turn them off and it will just back up whatever you've selected. So if we go, I'm going to back up everything, back up, and it will go onto the encryption screen now. So encryption means setting an additional password. So this is different to your cloud backup username and password. If you don't set encryption here, anyone who logs into your cloud backup account is going to be able to restore the files to that. So it's a bit safer to use encryption. You can go ahead and do that. All it is setting a password and confirming it. I'm not going to in this one. But one thing worth noting, if you lose this encryption password, there is no way of recovering it. So if you lose it or don't write it down, which isn't really recommended, you should use a password manager for that sort of thing, really. But basically, if you lose this password, that's it. You won't be able to recover the backup. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that, but I would recommend doing that if lots of people have access to your cloud backup account. Now, if we flick back across to my cloud backup account here, we can see that my Moto G6 has been added to my account now, which is handy, and that's going to perform a backup right now. I'm just going to go ahead and cancel that because it's going to take a while, I would imagine. So we just go here. So now we've got some, let's just close the app and open it again so we can see what it looks like. So whenever you go back into this app now, you're going to see this screen, and basically you can change the data to backup at any time, and you can also encrypt the backup again at a later date if you want to. There's a few options here if you need them. Not too many options on the mobile device. You can't change your account password or anything like that, but you have got things like access to recovery, so you can see the data from other devices backed up on your cloud backup account. Once this loads, you'll see my other server. Sometimes it can take a little while just to find the data. But if you wanted to restore files from your other devices backed up on your cloud account, you could do that from there. Now we've got settings, continuous backup. So one thing that's worth noting in this one actually is quite important. So continuous backup, that's gonna do it. So if you leave continuous backup on, it's going to constantly, if it notices any changes in those areas that you've chosen to back up, it's going to automatically back them up when it's got access to mobile data or Wi-Fi. If you don't want it to back up using mobile data or Wi-Fi, you've got the option here to use Wi-Fi and cellular connection or use Wi-Fi only. And then other than that, you haven't really got too much within those settings. Account, you're not going to be able to change too much here again. It's just going to tell you what your account details are. That's all managed through your Fasthosts account anyway. And then support, that will be just showing the Fasthosts support details. And that is really it for the Acronis backup. The only other thing I suppose that's worth noting is in that access and not in that one, in the settings, if you do turn continuous backup off, it just means you've got to manually hit the backup button for it to back up. So if we just go back here, we've got a big button here that says start backup, and if you don't have continuous backup on, you're going to have to just press that every time you want to do a backup, and it will go ahead and back up. Now, the other thing is every time you back up, that data will be added to your cloud backup account on Fasthosts, and you'll be able to see all the files and folders in a browser then as well. And that is all there is to it. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye for now.